everyone, this is Michelle from GCE Education Hub. Today we'll be going through oxidation states. So let's go! Okay, students generally have difficulty in remembering the rules for oxidation state. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of the rules before we learn how to calculate the oxidation state. So the first rule, alright, if they are neutral elements, okay, the oxidation state will be 0. So example will be H2, hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, metals on their own, so like Na and Mg. So if you are looking for NaCl, okay, it will not work, alright, because it is not an element. Okay, second rule, it will be ions that are with fixed charge. So mainly they are from group 1, group 2, and group 7 ions, and also aluminium. So for example, alright, if you are looking at Na+, the oxidation state will be +1. It follows the charge. And if it's for calcium 2+, it will be +2. And if you are looking at Br-, the oxidation state will be -1. Okay, rule number 3, it's hydrogen in a compound. As there will be some exception which will be covered in the next slide. So generally, if you are looking at HCl, H2O, NH3 and KOH, the oxidation state will be +1. And followed by oxygen in a compound, okay, with one exception, which will also be covered in the later slide. If not, okay, the oxidation state of an oxygen will always be -2. And the last rule is the sum of oxidation state will be the same as the charge of ion, anion and cation. So for example, the sum of oxidation state of SO4, okay, will be equal to -2. And if the sum of all the oxidation state of CO3 will be the same as -2. So we'll look at the exception before we move on to calculate. So the first exception is when hydrogen, okay, is together with a metal. We call them metal hydride. So example will be MgH2. So to find the oxidation state of H, we'll let the oxidation state of H be X. As covered just now, the oxidation state of magnesium is +2. Okay, and we have 2 hydrogen atom, which is equal to 0. Alright, if we solve for the oxidation state, we can see that the oxidation state in hydrogen in this case is -1. The next example will be in hydrogen peroxide. So if you let the oxidation state of H be X, so doing 2x as there are 2 hydrogen atom plus 2 of oxygen atom will be equal to 0. You can see that in this scenario, the oxidation state of oxygen is actually +2. So the oxidation state of hydrogen is actually +2. So these are mainly the 2 exceptions in hydrogen where the oxidation state is not +1. Okay, next, I'll be going through the oxidation state of oxygen in hydrogen peroxide. So the same thing, we'll let the oxidation state of oxygen be X. So by default, the oxidation state of H is +1, followed by 2x, because there are 2 oxygen atoms, which is equal to 0, as it is neutral, or 0 charge. Okay, solving for x, you realize that x is equal to -1. So this is one of the exceptions that will give you oxidation state of oxygen that's -1. If not, most of the time, oxidation state of oxygen will be -2, which follows the charge of the anion. Okay, next we're going to calculate oxidation state of other. Okay, so we'll let the oxidation state of chromium be X. So following, we have 2 chromium, so which is 2x. Plus, alright, we have 7 oxygen atoms, so we 7 times -2. And remember, okay, just now our rule number 5, the sum of oxidation state will be equal to the charge of the anion. So in this scenario, our oxidation state is actually -2. This is the sum. Okay, solving for it, okay, we'll have -2 plus 14. And when we solve for x, x is actually plus 6. Alright? So the next example we'll be looking at, okay, will be the oxidation state of P. So same thing, we'll let the oxidation state of P be x. So it will be x plus, we have 4 oxygen atom. So times 4 times -2, which is equal to -3. So solving for x, okay, we'll have x is equal to plus 5. So also one of the rule is that remember to write the sign, okay, before the number. Alright, and the last example is to find the oxidation state of manganate. So we'll let the oxidation state of Mn be x. So we have x plus, okay, so we have 4 oxygen atom, which is -2, which is equal to the sum, which is -2 also. So remember this one, follow the charge at the top. So solving for x, x will be equal to plus 6. So this is how we find oxidation states. If you find the content we are sharing useful, remember to like and subscribe. See you soon. Bye bye.